Hey Apple fans, Apple Sheep, and anyone else out there watching, Richard here with iTalk, and today we are doing a comparison, a range test between the Blink 500 Pro and the Blink 500. Stay tuned, it's coming up right after the intro.
This is iTalk.
Richard here with iTalk. We're back from the field doing our range test, comparing the Blink 500 with the Blink 500 Pro. Let's take a look at what we found. Now, according to Saramonic's website, the Blink 500 range is listed at 98 feet or 30 meters with obstacles and 164 feet or 50 meters in open space, unobstructed. The Blink 500 Pro just lists a range of 328 feet or 100 meters. So let's compare these two and see how they stack up against each other just on the basis of range. We're not talking about battery life, we're not talking about the added features to the Blink 500 Pro. This is just a video on the range test. We'll be doing a video on the full features and the added features to the Blink 500 Pro over the Blink 500 in a later video. So when we did our range test on both of them, on both the Blink 500 and the Blink 500 Pro, I had the transmitter on my left hip. So when I turned 90 degrees versus 270 degrees, I expected a little bit better performance at 90 degrees just because the transmitter was facing more toward the camera. So, so let's see how all of this pans out. Sound check 50 feet, sound check 50 feet. Line of sight 90 degrees, line of sight 90 degrees. Line of sight 180 degrees, line of sight 180 degrees. Line of sight 270 degrees, line of sight 270 degrees. So far.
Worked all,
Yep.
all the way around. It worked at 50 feet.
Sound check 100 feet, sound check 100 feet. Line of sight 90 degrees, line of sight 90 degrees. Line of sight 270 degrees, line of sight 270 degrees.
So we lost it at 180 on that one.
Definitely lost it at 180.
Next one's 150 feet. Yeah, on the Blink 500 Pro, it has a earphone out on the receiver.
Sound check. Sound check 150 feet. Sound check 150 feet. Line of sight 90 degrees. Line of sight. Yep.
Yeah, didn't work at 180 or 270.
No. Sound check 200 feet. Sound check 200 feet. Line of sight 90 degrees. Line of sight 90 degrees. So we're still getting the 90 degrees.
Yeah. 200 feet, that's a good distance still. This one's supposed to work up to, what was it, 365, was it?
164 feet.
No, I thought the Pro was supposed to go farther. I think it said 300.
Oh yeah, 100 meters, 328 feet.
328 feet.
Yeah. Sound check 250 feet, sound check 250 feet. Line of sight, line of sight 90 degrees. Yeah, it's breaking up there.
That's because your hand's in the way.
Oh, well, let's see what it does at 300 feet.
When you start to get a little farther away, make sure you keep your hand from blocking the transmitter, because it does affect it some.
Sound check 300 feet, sound check 300 feet, 1 football field. Line of sight 90 degrees, line of sight 90 degrees.
See it work.
Sound check 350 feet, sound check 350 feet. Line of sight 90 degrees, line of sight 90 degrees. Sound check 400 feet, sound check 400 feet. For 50 feet, sound check 450 feet. Sound check 475 feet, sound check
Okay,
475 feet.
Oh,
You was at 500.
at 500, yeah.
So at 500, this one, the Pro didn't work, but it ain't supposed to work
90
at that
degrees,
either.
line of
No,
sight
but
90
That's not even
degrees.
supposed to work at 475.
So we're going to go out to 500 feet again. It struggled after 475, but the last time we did this, it was fine at 500 feet. So we're just going to recheck it at 500 feet. So here we go. 450 feet, 450 feet, 475 feet, 550.
Imagine that.
Sound check 50 feet, sound check 50 feet. Line of sight 90 degrees, line of sight 90 degrees. Line of sight 180 degrees, line of sight 180 degrees. Line of sight 270 degrees, line of sight 270 degrees.
Well, good start for the 500.
Sound check 100 feet, sound check 100 feet. Line of sight 90 degrees, line of sight 90 degrees.
Didn't work
Nope.
there either.
Nope.
Same result so far.
Line of sight 270 degrees,
same
line
results.
of sight 270 degrees.
So 100 feet, they're the same way.
Yeah. Sound check 150 feet, sound check 150 feet. Line of sight 90 degrees, line of sight 90 degrees.
Nope.
Nope.
What's that?
Line of sight 270 degrees, line of sight 270 degrees.
So the 500 is up one over the Pro.
Sound check 200 feet, sound check 200 feet. Line of sight 90 degrees, line of sight 90 degrees.
Nothing on that one, 180.
Line of sight 270 degrees, line of sight 270 degrees. Sound check 250 feet, sound check 250 feet. Line of sight 90 degrees, line of sight 90 degrees. Sound check 300 feet. Sound check 300 feet, one football field. Line of sight 90 degrees, line of sight 90 degrees. Sound check 350 feet, sound check 350 feet. Line of sight 90 degrees, line of sight 90 degrees. Sound check 400 feet, sound check 400 feet. Line of sight 90 degrees, line of sight 90 degrees. Sound check for 50 feet. Sound check for 50 feet. Line. Sound check for 75 feet. Sound check for 75 feet. Line of sight, 90 degrees. Line of sight, 90 degrees. Sound check 500 feet. Sound check 500 feet. Sound check 500 feet. Sound check 500 feet. Degrees. Sound check 525 feet. Sound check 525 feet. Sound check 550 feet. Sound check 550 feet. Sound check 550 feet. Sound check 550 feet.
Well, I don't care what you say, but the 500 is beating the Pro on distance.
Mm-hmm. Sound check 600 feet. Sound check 600 feet. 2 football fields. So we did this a couple of times. The first time was about a week before this test, and we pretty much got really similar results in pretty crappy weather. It was probably 45 degrees and kind of rainy and sleety and just nasty out. And we pretty much got similar results. So, I mean, this isn't really a scientific study by any means, but I think both of them work pretty reliably. Well, the Blink 500 Pro works reliably with a direct line of sight facing the camera, facing the receiver, to about 500 feet. Once you get past 100 feet on the Blink 500 Pro, you pretty much lose reliability on any kind of line of sight other than a direct line of sight looking right at the transmitter.
Or a hand blocking the
receiver.
You want to make sure you keep your hand away from the transmitter around 100 foot too.
Yeah, because it can block the signal.
Yeah. So
the other thing,
receiver facing straight towards the transmitter, if you can, at those distance.
Yeah. The other thing too is if you turn around, make sure you pause for 2 or 3 seconds for it to pick the signal back up again. Otherwise, you'll kind of chop your first few words off.
Yeah, you want to pause for a second.
Yeah, you want to make sure you pause.
Pair back up once you get out there a little bit.
Yeah. Now, the Blink 500, I mean, with a direct face-to-face line of sight with the transmitter and the receiver, that thing worked strong up to 600 feet. We didn't go any farther than that, so, but I have a feeling it probably would have went farther than
maybe
that.
another 20, but let's just say 600 feet the range.
Yeah,
I mean,
600 feet is
that's way over what they're saying on the website. Both of them are really.
Both of them are.
Both
really.
of them outperforming what they're saying.
Yeah, and same way with indirect line of sight. You know, once you get past 100 feet, they really start to not perform very well.
Yeah, they're both pretty similar on that.
Yeah, which is, I mean, you know, the Blink 500 is $199. The Blink 500 Pro is $299. So, you know, these are very, very inexpensive, cost-effective wireless sound devices, and you get really pretty good sound quality out of it.
Yeah, both of them. They have, like, believe the same receiver, or the same wattage, the same band, so they're very similar on that.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of features I really like on a Pro.
Yes.
And we haven't tested the batteries on it too, but since we've been using them, it seems like the battery probably is better on the Pro.
So,
but that's a later date.
Yeah.
And the earphone on the receiver of the Pro, I really like that I could hear you all the way out there.
Yeah, we had you hooked up with with a headset, so you could hear me, and that's a really nice.
I pretty much heard everything was on the computer here.
Yeah. I would say if you have the Blink 500 already, or you're looking for and a cost-effective wireless microphone system, and all you really care about is range,
Don't buy the Pro.
I would just, yeah,
Keep what
I
you
would
have.
just get either keep the 500 or buy the 500 for $200 and save yourself $100. But the other features that the Blink 500 Pro offers are really strong features
Yeah,
for
yeah.
$100 extra.
Yeah.
So the battery life, the charging case, the dual speaker, the stereo.
Yeah, yeah, it has a lot of nice features.
Yeah. The mic output, so you can
Oh yeah.
hook up a headset.
Yeah, the ear
Yeah.
output on,
So-
on the receiver.
So there's a lot of really nice features, the OLED screen and that, and so there's a lot of really nice features on the Pro that make it worth the $100 upgrade. But if all you really care about is the range, then I think you're fine with
The 500.
the 500 and
Yeah.
not upgrade.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but how many people is going to want to get out that far anyways?
well, that's the thing too.
If you're
I mean,
100 foot, I would
Yeah.
just go with the Pro. But if you want to go out, around 400 foot, then you might want to just stick with the Blink 500 and don't even get the Pro. I mean, by our test,
yeah.
our test is showing the 500 outperforms. Our 2 units we have, the R500 outperforms our 500 Pro.
Yeah, yeah. That's so. If all you're looking for is range, I would just either, if you have the 500, stick with that, or if you're looking, like I said, for something cost effective, then buy the 500 and save yourself $100. But if you're looking for the other features, the battery case, the charging case, which is a really nice feature because that'll charge your units in transit. And like you said, that's what we got with the units that we have.
Yeah, we're using the Pro right now.
Well, right, but the ones that we specifically have, is it going to be different with a different
Oh, yeah.
set?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
But both of them well outperformed
What they claim.
what the website claims. I mean,
Yeah.
for the Blink 500, they're saying 50 meters, 164 feet in open space, and 100 feet with obstacles, which that's probably about accurate.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would say.
Yeah.
And the Blink 500 Pro doesn't say with or without obstacles. It just says 100 meters, 328 feet, which I mean, it gets up
In
to
lines.
500
Yeah.
feet. So, it well outperforms what Saramonic's website says that it should do. So, overall, I have both of them. I'm happy with both of them. I personally like the Pro better just because of all the added features that they
Yeah, we're probably
added
going to do
it.
some more
So-
tests, probably like battery life
Oh, yeah.
maybe.
Yeah. We'll do a full review of the Blink 500
But
Pro.
I would call this round the 500 is a one up.
I would say, yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
I
So-
mean, just it's $100 less.
But either way, you win, whichever one you get.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
But range, Blink 500 wins.
Yeah, and they both have really good range. I mean, if you look at the video with me 500 feet away, I look like an ant. So, how many times are you gonna?
Well, this is filmed
Video
on
from-
this is filmed on an iPhone too.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you could zoom in, but if you're gonna zoom in, why have the camera 500 feet away?
Yeah.
So, just get closer to the camera.
Yeah, if you're hooking this up to a iPhone, this is either the 500 Pro. I mean,
Right.
I think that's more than enough
Yeah.
range.
I think, yeah, and
And if you're hooking up to an iPhone, you're getting up around 200 feet. I would go with the Pro. That way you can hear the other person.
yeah, well, that's the other added features, which are really, really nice for
Oh, yeah.
$100 extra. So, but again, if all you're looking at is range, I think the 500
Yes.
beats the Pro.
Oh yeah, easy.
So at least the units that we have in the tests that we did.
Yeah.
So, all right. Now I don't even know what I want to say. Well, that's another iTalk video. I'm Richard.
I'm Wes.
Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, and hit the bell notification so you don't miss an iTalk video. Until the next one, we'll catch you on the flip side. We are out. Well, that's another iTalk video. I'm Richard. This is Wes, and well, that's another iTalk
Probably
video.
should look at that camera. The tablet.
What?
So we both can be in there.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. Please don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to hit the likes. Don't.
All right. Take 15.
Shut up. I'm Richard. This is Wes. Thanks for.
What do you want to say?
No, I don't even know what I want to say.